It's all about, it's all about, it's all about beauty. It's all about passion. It's all about change. It's all inclusive every day of the week. When the world comes together, united as one, sharing stories through the eyes of InView TV. Through the eyes of, through the eyes of, through the eyes of InView TV.
Welcome to the Lifestyles with Thais show. I'm Thais Froggatt, your host. I'm a writer, a traveler, an avid foodie, a yogi, and presenter. I've spent a lot of time exploring numerous islands across the Caribbean, but none in the Pacific. A location that has drawn me in for a number of years, and one of those places I need to tick off the bucket list is Tonga. Having always been fascinated by the term island time, on the one hand, it refers to pace, a certain cavalier approach towards the clock, but it also refers to time, well spent away in a place that refreshes the spirit and cleanses the soul. Today's guest fell in love with the island. He and his wife rebuilt a small boutique resort, and it's called Hapai Beach Resort. Our guest is a plumber, gas fitter, who can teach us a thing or two about getting away from the hustle and bustle. His passion for the sea led him into teaching scuba diving, where they are involved in the local community and tourism sector of the island. Let's welcome to the show our guest, Matt Haling. Wow, that's some incredible footage there, Matt. Did you capture all
thanks,
of that?
Thais. And most of it, yes. It wasn't me. It was a good friend of mine.
Sure, but with
Who lives in
incorporating it with
comes out
photography.
swim.
Sure,
Sorry?
just saying with your photography skills, it must be yeah, that was really incredible stuff. I was blown away by it. I felt like I was right there. Yeah,
Thank
tell
you,
us.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Tell us, what is life like on the island, and what brought you to such a destination?
Well, um, life in the islands is not anything like what most people are living. That's for sure. It's quite relaxed. It's very quiet. It's not for everyone, but we love it. We love it. There's
Sure. So,
yeah, there's so much to do, or so little to do as well.
okay. So, tell us, what would a day by day be like on at the resort? How does your day kind of start?
Well, the usual day in mid-July to mid-October. First thing you do is breakfast at about 7:30. Head towards the boats by 8:15. Uh, 8:30 we leave the dock and we go looking for humpback whales. Um, and we'll spend about 6 hours out there. We look around, we find the whales that want to swim with us, and
Mm-hmm.
we approach nice and slowly, nice and gently, reading the whale to see if it wants to swim or if it doesn't. If it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to swim, we just go, leave it alone. You know, want to go chasing them. If it wants to swim, we'll slide over a little bit closer and slide into the water and have a swim with it. Have a look. Watch the mothers, the calves, the males. So many different behaviours to watch. Back to the resort by 2:30 in the afternoon. Nice time to go for a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard. Then have a look at your photos, your video. Dinner about 6:30, 7:30, and have a few drinks and a talk and a laugh and off.
Excellent. So my understanding is that this isn't just for one day. Your predominant tours go for 3 days. So
Yeah,
swimming,
we recommend coming out for like a five night stay and spend 3 days out on the water with the whales. Um, so many people think that, you know, swimming with the whales you're going to see everything in one day, but we're still dealing with wildlife. So you know, you watch National Geographic and BBC and all these companies. Now they spend weeks to get all of that footage. So we recommend 3 days, and you're going to have an amazing time. You're going to see the picture that you have in your head, in your imagination, in 3 days.
yes, absolutely. No, that's incredible. And I only hope someday that I will go out there, along with many of our viewers. So what season is that you would recommend to come out and see these whales?
Well, if you want to swim with the whales, they've just started arriving now. Okay, so in small numbers. But we start whale swimming about the 15th of July and finish on about the 15th of October. So it's just coming up to whale season now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not sure how many borders are going to be open, but
That's okay.
but
We're hopeful.
hopefully the borders will open up and we'll see. Fingers crossed. We're
Okay.
ready. We're ready to go. And no
Okay.
matter who turns up or how many people turn up, we're still going out there, even if it's just Jody and I.
I love that. So optimistic, so positive. I'm sure the whales will be happy to see you. Oh, fantastic. So, is it diving as well, or is it just snorkeling with the whales?
It's snorkeling only with the whales. It's illegal to swim, to scuba dive with whales. Um, a lot of people have the misconception that you can swim with whales however you like in Tonga, and that's incorrect. Tonga
Mm-hmm.
has actually led the world by banning whale operations in 1978. So the whale populations got down to about 50 in Tonga. King George Tupou IV said, "That's it, no more whaling here." Now, in the previous 10 years, they took about 145,000 whales out of these waters. So, there used to be a lot of whales around. So they were down to 50. He said, "Right, that's it." In 1982, just 4 years later, the International Fund for Animal Welfare ran its first whale watch workshop in Tonga.
Mhm.
And that's how it all
Great.
started. And Tonga was the first country to legislate whale swimming.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's really something very, very special you've got there, and I can see why that is, especially with that footage that we just saw with the whales and the swimming and all that marine life, wildlife. Incredible. So
Yeah.
tell me, I'm interested in the antidotes about maybe the diving or perhaps the people on the island. Perhaps you have some stories to share.
Well, yeah, it's funny. They talk about island time. Everyone talks about island time. Now, island time you find in places like Fiji, Samoa. When you come to Tonga, island times means that your watch will probably stop. It slows way down, which is wonderful. The best thing you can do when you come to Tonga is unplug your phone and just switch off. You know,
Oh, that's
it just,
perfect.
nothing matters. You know, if a Tongan says, "I'll be there in 5 minutes," you can expect most. If they say tomorrow, you might see it next week. If they say next week, that means no, that's not happening.
That's
Which is
okay.
fine, you know. Time is a Western world thing, you know. It just, time doesn't exist here. It doesn't matter. What matters is family.
Oh, that's so beautiful, family and friends, and a really high quality life that you've got there. I can imagine with the time, island time, how that may have had some challenges when you were renovating or, I guess, looking after the resort when you finally got your hands on that. When you have a goal, maybe you said, okay, we're going to be finished in 6 months. Maybe that was an ongoing thing with island time. So, did that take some getting used to?
That you, I don't think we ever really get used to that. I know that your patience increases incredibly. You know, oftentimes I'll be asked, "How long will that take?" And you're like, "Yep, when I'm finished." I
Okay,
mean,
good answer.
yeah, how long
Don't
is a piece of string?
that that's right. Oh gosh, something that's such an interesting concept. Okay, well, that's really interesting. I look forward to just winding down and sitting in that hammock and perhaps having that cocktail and definitely swimming with those humpbacks someday once I finally tick off this destination for my bucket
Well,
list.
well, you
Oh,
know where we live, but
yeah.
Tonga is an absolute paradise all year round. You've got
Mhm.
all these other island nations that beautiful tropical places to vacation and go diving, fishing. The fishing's fantastic here. The diving's fantastic. It's untouched. And, you know, most of the other places, the only thing missing is the whales. But
Mm.
people have got to remember that here's good the rest of the year too. You know, so we'd
And
like to
there's
see
another.
everyone here anytime.
Oh, so friendly and so hospitable. And I think that we mentioned, was there leopard sharks as well that we can go diving
Leopard
with?
sharks, yeah. We swam with leopard sharks last week. They're in the same place pretty much all the time. They're a bottom feeder, so they haven't got big teeth. They've got grinding plates instead to crush up the stuff that's on the bottom. So they just look great, you know. It's but yeah.
And so the water sports that you provide is also the paddle boarding. What other water sports are you providing there?
We've got the stand-up paddle boards, the kayaks. We have fantastic snorkeling just out the front of the resort as well. Tonga's one of those places where you're not going to have a lot of people chasing you around to buy this, buy that, and trying to encourage you to do a lot. We encourage people to do as much or as little as they want. So you won't find any jet skis here. We all like the quiet life, you know.
Oh, magnificent. Sign me up for that any day. Oh, I'd love to
Absolutely.
just switch off. You've done a really great job. Go on.
Thank you. Yeah, Tonga, it's a funny place. When we first arrived, I was doing a lot of rebuilds in North Queensland after Cyclone Yasi, and every roof that we replaced, we had to put a whole lot of scaffolding up. There was lots of paperwork. There was lots of workplace health and safety things to look after, and it was some of it was crazy, some was important, some was probably a little bit over the top. But when we sailed into Tonga, we're anchored out the front of Nuku'alofa, the main town, and I see people riding the shipping containers off the ship onto land. I find out that Sunday, it's illegal to work on a Sunday. And I just thought straight away, I'm home. This is where I want to be.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much today for painting that picture of island life. And you can sign me up for those water sports and activities any day. Thank you.
Thank you, Taze.
Thanks, Matt.
Cheers for that.
That's all we have for you today. Thanks for spending time with me. Thanks to our guest, Matt Haling, and to the InView and TV, and to Bruce Mott for producing today's episode. My name is Thais Froggatt. We'll see you next time on Lifestyles with Thais.
It's all about, it's all about, it's all about beauty. It's all about passion. It's all about change. It's all inclusive every day of the week. When the world comes together, united as one, sharing stories through the eyes of InView TV, through the eyes of
Tess, can you hear me? Hang on, no, I've got to turn your audio on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So Quinn's not back yet. Now we've got a minute to go.
Okay, I'll start it.
Yeah, it's going to go to the jingle. Then when it comes to you, just talk, and I'll talk in your ear once he's back, and then I'll roll to his show reel. But if he doesn't come back,
if he doesn't, deal with it.
yeah, probably still do the show reel and talk about him, but without him. No, he's here. He's here. He's just arrived. Okay.
He is?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
So, Quinn. Okay.
That's better.
We're starting in 30 seconds. So I'm just going to quick. So you just made it in time. Perfect. Let's hope the internet connection holds up.
Yeah. No problem.
It's all about, it's all about, it's all about LUT. It's all about passion, it's all about change. It's all inclusive every day of the week. When the world comes together, united as one, sharing stories through the eyes of LUTV. Through the eyes of, through the eyes of, through the eyes of InView TV.
Welcome to the Lifestyles with Thais show. I'm Thais Froggatt, your host. I'm a writer, an avid foodie, a yogi, and presenter. Our guest has come from Spain. He is currently residing in Rottnest Island, offshore from the city of Perth in Western Australia. I was in Spain 3 months ago last year for the summer, our winter, and I thought it would be an exciting opportunity to talk to him. Our guest started his culinary journey in various countries such as Spain, Hong Kong, Australia, and worked for the notorious El Bulli. He's participated in various local TV programs in Spain, Hong Kong, Philippines, Japan, and he's written cookbooks published in Spanish. He is an accomplished, enthusiastic, international executive chef, and his enthusiasm transcends into the entire experience, giving guests a contemporary journey. Let's welcome Chef Quim Hernandez.
Hi guys, my name is Kim. I am from Barcelona and I am a chef. Today I will cook for you a nice red tuna crudo, which is I will make it with red tuna and a spicy nuoc mam sauce, which is a sauce originally from Vietnam. It's made with fish sauce, white sugar, garlic, lime juice, red chilies. We use 8 birds and red long chilies. I hope you will enjoy it, and you will see it's very tasty and aromatic, full of sweetness, sourness and spiciness. And voila! Here we are. Red tuna crudo with a spicy nuoc mam sauce for all of you. Hope you will enjoy it.
Welcome, Kim. How
Welcome.
are you?
Good, very well. Thank you very much.
Great, great. It's really a pleasure to have you on the show. So I'm an absolute fan, and I love that you shared with us one of your favorite dishes with the ceviche. Could you tell me why that particular dish was so significant to you?
Look, in rawness and coming from the Mediterranean area, raw fish is a key point. It's a hero dish on our food, and it's when you have a fresh fish, no better option to eat it than that crudo. But it's not end of the day. It's not crudo because you add some citrics. They cook it. They will cook. And like the ceviche, you add some leche de tigre, something similar with lime juice. In this case, we use with fish sauce, lime juice, a bit of sugar, and then you have the full flavor of the fish on your mouth. I think it's one of the best options to eat any fish, basically. Fish or
No, any
seafood. I love.
fish, is that right?
Not 100% all of them. Not 100% all of them. Blue fish is
Uh-huh.
better, or fatty fish are better. Cod, for example, is not one of the best because it's a lot of gelatin in there. But if you jump in top of the prawns, seafood, prawns or some clams, crayfish, it's another world. It's totally different world. It's an amazing piece of meat you put in your mouth, and you discover you open another window in your culinary experience, and your palate say, "Wow, this is totally different. I love it." Try one day to eat some raw fish like this. I remember when I was a kid in a fisher village in Spain. When the boats arrive, they arrive with some broken prawns. You say here broken prawns. The fishermen they're doing, they give it to us as a kid. They give it to us as a snack. You take out the skin and you eat it straight away, raw, with no salt, nothing, only the salt from the sea water, and was something I really remember in my entire life. And some of these remembers of when I was a kid, they are nowadays in my dishes.
And tell me, what are your philosophies for food in general?
I think the most important for me is the quality product. No matter, I'm not talking about expensive products. I'm talking about the quality product. No matter if it's a small carrot or a small sardine, need to be as fresh as possible, and you need to look on top of this. You are not a really chef or really passionate on the kitchen if you are not passionate for the going to the markets. Go to look around. What is the seasonal products? The local producers, they make something very interesting for us, and they are the best teachers to show us what is the products around where we are living, because my experience around the world show me this is very important. Follow a little bit your instincts where you are living, what you need, and go there and check around. No matter if you are close to the beach or in the hills, the most important is the quality product.
And speaking of the product, now that you're living in the island Rottnest, have you discovered new produce that you wouldn't normally find in Spain? Something new that you're working with?
Probably not new. Of course, all the new greens or vegetables, coastal vegetables like samphire or salt bush, bunya bunya, no in Rhodes Island, in Queensland. But this is different. But the biggest surprise for me was when I tried the crayfish. We have crayfish as well in Spain with no problems. But here the crayfish in Western Australia are sweet. We have are sweeter than in Spain. We have beautiful scallops in Spain, but the scallops of Rottnest Island are more sweet than what we have in Spain. This is something the ocean changed the flavors, and what the products they eat around them they change the flavor. And this is something really interesting, because when I love, I love these products with raw, crudo. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you try Spanish lobsters from the Mediterranean Sea, is a special flavor. But when you try these ones in Rondes Island, you need to increase a little bit all the dressing you add there, to add a bit more salt, because it's too sweet for my mouth. But this is quite nice, very important. And then another thing I like in when you are working around the wall and cooking around the wall is you need to use the local products. Make it a nice pesto with some fire, and mix it with the local products, and you will see the difference. You will see the explosion of the flavors in your mouth. It's amazing. Something really interesting. Using the technique you have for from another countries to adapt to the Australian products is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very beautiful products here in this country.
Oh, I'm pleased that you say that. I'm glad. That's fantastic.
No, it's
So,
the truth.
it's the truth. Good. No, I'm very pleased and very proud of the country that I'm from, and I'm even more happy that from a Spanish chef, international chef, even agrees that you've been pretty satisfied with what we offer, and obviously those scallops that you mentioned. I had no idea that the flavors were different, but I'm sure because of the different regions, and I guess finding that balance of sweet, sour. And tell us what challenges have you faced during being in one of the most demanding industries. Hospitality must be very hard to balance between work and private life. Have you
Yeah,
found that to be a challenge? It's been very busy.
this is always a challenge. The work-life balance in hospitality is very difficult. If you are a
Hmm.
passionate person, or very passionate, the same as me, it's very difficult. But you need to think. My life is moving around hospitality. When today I'm driving to the Margaret River to see new restaurants, to try new products, to try what they offer in this region here. I'm not I'm not a blogger. I'm not a foodie. I love what I'm doing, and I really think if the professionals are working with passion, interest, and honesty, the food they provide us is amazing. Normally, sometimes when you don't like the product, or when I don't like any dish, any plate, I'm always thinking maybe it's me, because the chef should be proud about what he did, and maybe it's me. I
That's right.
choose I make a wrong decision, and why I need to write a comment in internet or in TripAdvisor, for example, if maybe it's my fault. Why I am the one to decide if it's good or if it's bad in terms of I don't know the experience of the chef. I don't know what is the he's proud about what he's doing or not. And when you will present something, and you present something to the guest, you need to think behind of this is a human being, is a person behind there, is a group of person in the kitchen or in the floor as well, and probably they're doing the best, and our expectations sometimes are higher than the reality is.
Mm. That's interesting that you say that. I can certainly relate to that because, from my experience, you can never really please everyone.
No,
And
of course not,
I've
impossible.
no, no, no. And I just wanted to touch base on your travels. I mean, you have been everywhere. Your CV, your resume is amazing from El Ballet, the experiences and all those resorts. And um, which country was a particular favorite of yours, and why?
Country, oh,
Yeah.
any country making good food. I don't have any. I'm not a flag person. I don't have any flag. I don't follow any name. I was born in Barcelona. I was living in different countries, and I like when the people is open the hearts and let you stay on the country and enjoy the products. You need to respect them. You need to respect the product they have it. And I never think when I am here in Australia or when I was in Hong Kong. In Australia is huge. I was working in Melbourne, in Sydney, in Darwin, in Cairns, and the products are different. But I never think in I'm coming from Spain, my product is better than yours. No, you have what you have. I need to accept. I need to work on this with these products and make it as much better as possible. As I told you before, you have an amazing products. You have a lot of beautiful seafood, amazing vegetables, meat. Why I need to look at what is the difference between Spanish and Australian food? No, I'm a citizen of the world. I think where somebody's cooking something, I am there. I am with them. I like to cook on the beach. I like to cook very casual style food. I like to cook fine dining. I like to cook for families. I like to cook for ministers. End of the day, all the people need the same. I'm proud about what I'm doing every day, no matter it's for the kings. I was cooking for the kings of Spain, or if it's for normal people with no names or no big family names behind. It's what the people deserve.
Incredible. Oh, well, wonderful story, and how it finds ways to weave context into the food that we eat. I certainly feel your passion and how you really relate to what you do, and it shows. And it's about the people who make the food and your stories, the traditions, their histories, and also the lands that they come from. I want to thank you, Kim, for your
Thank you.
time today. Thank
Thank you
you
very
and
much.
goodbye. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all we have for you today. Thanks for spending time with me, and to InView TV and Bruce Mott for producing today's episode. My name is Thais Froggatt. We'll see you next time on Lifestyles with Thais.